Alright, so the gas tank is finally finished. We can now move on to installing the fourth chain. On this project, the chain that goes from the engine to the transmission. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to, if this is going to work well or not, but basically I'm using this 2x11 solid piece of round stock. We're going to be welding it to the sprocket on the engine, and then this is the sprocket we're going to be using. I'm going to turn this down, so therefore this sprocket can slide onto here, and turn this down again, so therefore a bearing can fit on this side, so therefore this thing's not flying around and wobbling off. It's going to take a little while. There's a lot of material we need to remove off of this thing, but should hopefully work. Alright, so we get this piece finished. It works perfectly, it fits on here. Really nice. It's a little bit longer than what we need it to be, but that's fine. Before we finalize this, we need to start working on adding the sprocket onto the input of the transmission. Now, I have another one of these chunks of steel, same steel I used to make this. Because this has splines on it, we can drill a hole through this and put internal splines on this. Therefore, this hub can slide onto here, weld the hub onto this sprocket, and finally get the sprocket on this side. Once we get this one done, then we can finalize where this sprocket needs to go, weld this onto here, and then figure out where the bearing needs to go on this. And then we also need to put a bearing on this over here. Alright, so this is a transmission from the CBR 1000 project. Basically what we're trying to do is attach this sprocket onto this axle right here. So basically really the only way to do this, because this has splines on here, what we can do is just take a hub and make internal splines onto this that match the splines on here. So therefore this hub can slide onto here, slide on the splines. Then all we need to do is weld the sprocket onto this hub and have a full assembly that can slide on and off of this, and then we need to put a bearing on this end. Now I did build this machine right here to cut splines, but unfortunately this thing just doesn't have enough power. The linear actuator sucks and there's too much play in everything. I spent 2 days trying to get this thing to work, and I eventually gave up just because it just doesn't have enough power. We're trying to take off too much material at once, and this thing just can't cut it. So I spent another 2 days modifying my horizontal shaper to cut internal splines. This machine has a lot more power than my spline cutter, which kind of makes this modification makes this machine obsolete now. So I'm probably gonna eventually move that thing out and take it apart for other projects or whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do with that thing, and it is taking up a lot of space. So, took me 2 days to get this to work. I had to make new tool holder, had to bump this rotary table all the way out here. But I think this thing is finally ready to cut splines now. I'm finally putting this machine to use. Alright, so we finally got the 4th chain installed. This kind of took forever. It was a lot of machining, but we finally got most of it finished. I still haven't welded the sprockets on the hubs yet, just because I don't want to finalize the position just yet until we finish. We still need to put a bearing on this end. There's some more tubing I want to add to strengthen it. And then once we get all that done, then we can weld the sprockets on the hubs and get that position finalized. But that's gonna be for next video. I guess that's it for this video. I kind of took forever making this. We also finished the gas tank in this video. So I guess next video of this project, we get to finalize the 4th chain. We get to start working on adding the pedals, adding the shift linkage. The shift linkage is going to be fun because we not only have the shifting of the engine, which is all the way over here, but also we have to shift the transmission. And the transmission is an H pattern shifter, so that's going to be fun figuring out how to shift that thing using a bunch of moving parts. I may try and find a cable-driven shifter off of a car, because I know certain cars have the shifter, they're cable-driven. I may try and find one of those so I can modify it to shift this transmission instead of the old way on how I do shift linkages, where it's basically just linkages and, you know, it goes snaking everywhere. But I'll figure that out in the next video of this project. For now, I gotta end this video here. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see ya in the next video. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Well, that sucks. Come on. Come on. uh, 2 hours later. 2 hours. Oh, I never want to have to do that again. Yeah, being impatient for a couple seconds cost me 2 hours to get this stupid drill bit out of this thing. But it's now finally hollow. You guys can see light through it, so that's a bonus, I guess. Now I just have to drill 1/2 inch all the way down. This thing is taking me like all day to make. And I'm not even done. Not even done. Not even close to being done.